Hi guys, this is Mr. Urrego, and today we're going to learn how to solve quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. If you notice, we have the quadratic formula written here, and I have to solve this quadratic equation. Something to the second power, to the fourth, to the sixth, anything that is an even exponent. Okay, so in order for me to use the quadratic formula, there's one requirement. I need to have my trinomial in the form 8x squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Therefore, basically, my trinomial has to be all the terms on one side equal to 0, which I have. Once I have this, I can identify my a value, my b value, and my c value. Once I identify those values, you plug it back in. That's what I need to do, so let's go. So I have x equals negative b, but b is 3, so I have negative 3 plus or minus b squared, 3 squared minus 4 times a is equal to 9, times c, which is negative 2. Everything over 2 times a, which is 2 times 9. Okay? And now, from now on, it's just being careful, solving one step at a time. So let's do that. X equals negative 3 plus or minus 3 squared is 9. Now I have negative times positive times negative. That's going to give me a positive. 9 times 4 is 36 times 2 is 72. Everything divided by 2 times 9, which is 18. And now I start simplifying. It's all about the radical for the most part. Now, negative 3, let's continue here. Negative 3 plus or minus 9 plus 72 is 81. Divided by 18. Let's keep going. It's about the radical. Square root of 81. 9. Negative 3 plus or minus 9 over 18. Once I'm done simplifying the radical, it's time to take the two answers. Okay? One with the positive sign and one with the negative sign. So let's do the first one. One with the positive sign. So I have, let's call it x1. So x1 is going to be equal to negative 3. Let's use the plus. Plus 9 over 18. Okay? Which is negative 3 plus 9 is 6 over 18. If I reduce that by 6, divided by 6, divided by 6, I have 1/3. So x1 is equal to 1/3. Now my second answer, let's call that x2. I'm going to use the minus. So I'm going to have negative 3 minus 9 over 18. Negative 3 minus 9 is negative 12 over 18. Can I reduce that? Yes, by 6. By 6 by 6. Negative 12 divided by 6 is negative 2. 18 divided by 6 is 3. So my second answer is negative 2 over 3. One is 1/3 and the second one is negative 2 over 3. Okay? And that's how we solve it. Let's do one more. So now let's solve this one. Quick question. How do we know when to use the quadratic formula? There's two choices. One, you're told to do it, right? Let's solve the quadratic formula. But the second time is, let's say you have to solve this. The first thing you try is factor. Product and sum. Can I factor this out? Two numbers that you multiply, you get negative 13. When you add, you get 2. No, you cannot factor. So that's how you know that the quadratic formula will be the easiest way. It's the easiest. So that's how we learn how to use the quadratic formula. Okay, now let's identify what's a, what's b, and what's c. 8x squared bx plus c equals 0. A, there's nothing there, so 1. B is a 2, and c is a negative 13. Negative 13, be careful with that. Plug it back in. X equals negative b. Negative, b is 2. Plus or minus, b squared, 2 squared, minus 4 times a times c. Everything over 2 times 1. Once you replace, go back and double check that you replace correctly. And after that, it's just a matter of solving inside the radical. Be careful with that one. So I have x equals negative b, which is negative 2, plus or minus 2 squared, 4 minus negative times positive times negative. So those two negatives become positive. And 4 times 1 is 4 times 13 is 40 is 52. Everything over 2. Okay? Now I have to keep going on the radical. Let's move on over here. So I have -2 plus or minus 4 and 52 is 56. Everything over 2. Oh, I forgot the radical. Now I have to reduce the 56. Okay, let's get some space. So the idea is to take whatever we can out of the radical. So we take the 56 divided by 2, we get 28. 28, we can break it into, let's say 4 and 7. 7 times 4 is 28. I can break the 4 into 2 and 2. And as we can see, we have 1, 2, 3 2's. Now remember, this is a square root. So for every 2, 1 comes out. So I have x equals -2 plus or minus. These two 2's are coming out as 1. That 2 is not coming out. That 7 is not coming out. 7 times 2 is 14 divided by 2. And that stays in. Now once I have this, I can reduce. Remember, every time you're reducing, you have to reduce both terms on the top and the one on the bottom. So I can divide by 2. Divided by 2 is -1 plus or minus. That number on the outside is the one that gets reduced, not the inside. Divided by 2 is 1. I don't have to write it down. And divided by 2 is 1. Okay, now this is my final answer. Do I need to put the 1 underneath? No, I don't. We can erase that. Erase that. Now I have -1 plus or minus 14. You need to understand that you have two answers right there. So my first answer, let's call that x1, is going to be using the positive sign. So -1 plus square root of 14. My second answer, if I use the plus for the first answer, I use the negative for the second one. It's going to be -1 minus square root of 14. And those are the two answers that I get. All right, be careful with the plus or minus. Normally we forget that. All right, guys, that's it. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, ask questions. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.